Hello, hello. How are you doing? It's been a very long time. And I'm in a very long queue. I don't know how long this is going to take before I can log in. How are you? And is the stream running okay? It's been such a long time since I streamed. I kind of forgotten everything. I don't even know if I've got everything set up correctly or not. Hopefully the mic level is okay. It seems to be working. Oh, good. For some reason, my bot on Discord is not working. It's not saying I'm streaming. I don't know why that is. But yeah, it's a long queue. Maybe I should go and make a cup of tea. Might be here some time. But yeah, super excited for Endwalker. Tea sounds good. Yeah, I'll start the stream and 5 minutes later, be right back making tea. Nothing's going on yet. It took me a while to even be able to log in. For some reason, it kept booting me before I could even get this far. And then when I finally did get logged in, it was like the queue was over 2,000 long. So yeah, it's not just a new patch; it's the new expansion. So it's like new everything. So everyone's super excited. Like the game was completely offline for 24 hours. So everyone yesterday on Discord was like, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. You can't wait for Endwalker. I'm so bored. So super excited. Unfortunately, I don't have very much time. I'm waiting for a call from the doctor because my son's not been very well. And also have to go to the garden and do some work in the allotment a bit later. So I'll perhaps do another stream later on, maybe a longer one, but hopefully I can fit in an hour or so. Just so we can have a quick look. I'm probably going to jump right in to the new storyline. I think most people are going to be trying out the new jobs. I think I want to go straight into the story. I think I'm going to take Red Mage through, mainly because new content I find is always going to have a lot more deaths involved, and Red Mage is really good at raising people, so I thought that would be useful. Also, everyone else is going to be playing Reaper and Sage, which are the 2 new jobs they've added, which I will level at some point, but you have to level them up to from 70 to 71 before you can even start the story content, so I'm just going to go with a job that I've already got leveled and go from there. So how have you been? And how is your lovely wife? I haven't really been on Twitch much, so I haven't even been watching anyone else's streams. I don't know if you've been streaming much recently. Still 441 in the queue. You're both good, but you've stopped streaming. Is that busy work commitments, life, or just got bored of it and couldn't find the time anymore? Yeah, I kind of took a break in the summer holidays while my son was off school. And then I didn't pick it up again. I think I was getting really into playing Final Fantasy XIV, leveling up new characters and getting ready for the expansion to come out. I just kind of forgot about streaming for a while. But I'm really hyped now that the new expansion is out. So hopefully I'll pick it up again regularly. I might even pick up my crochet streams as well. I've been currently working on a new video tutorial. I filmed part of it. It's something very, very simple because I haven't done any video tutorials for a while, so it's just like a crochet Christmas dishcloths. So that should be ready soon. But yeah, I guess I'll have to do a crochet stream. I haven't done one for a really long time. Still like over 300 people in this queue. Yeah, when I tried to start streaming, there were so many things that were like just not working. It took me a while, so I guess queue was a blessing in some ways. I couldn't get the remote play to work, and really annoyingly on the PS5, it's got this big sign at the top of the screen saying remote play connected. I don't know how to remove that, or if you can remove it. Like a hunting trophy? Oh, the way that she's making a stuffed Moose hat. Oh, that sounds really cool. I would love to see that. Discord pinging me. Should have really turned that off while I'm streaming, but I can't be asked. Yes, I had to fiddle with all my settings, which was kind of, I don't know, everything seemed to have reset. I had to reconfigure the mic and headphones, and the Streamlabs wasn't picking up the remote play from the PlayStation. That was kind of annoying. But yeah, if anybody knows how to get rid of that, or if you can get rid of that remote play sign at the top of the screen, because PS4 never used to have that, I would really like to. 200, so I think we're nearly there. Maybe like another 2 minutes. Maybe we might be good. Might actually get to play something before I have to go. And it looks so miserable outside as well. I really don't want to go to the garden today. It's like really, really cloudy and damp and drizzly. What are you typing? Not a hat, a head. Oh, okay. So one of those ones that you kind of put up on the wall. Yeah, I've seen lots of different heads. I don't know what you call them. I'm sure they have a proper name, don't they? Hunting trophies, I guess. Yeah. I'll have to check on. I'm sure she'll post a picture on your Discord when it's finished. I'll have to go and have a look. You vote for a no adulting day today, apart from the Sun Doctor thing. Sun Doctor? Well, it's a Friday, so my son goes straight to his dad's after school. So after I've actually been to the garden and done some work at the garden. Oh, I see. Yes, well, that's just a phone call. He's gone to school. I just need to probably get another course of antibiotics for him. So that will just be a quick phone call, hopefully. But yeah, I do need to go to the garden, which I don't know. It's not looking good, but I need to move the asparagus bed. So that's the job for today. But once I come home, then I've got the rest of the day and the evening all to myself. So I can fit in lots of Final Fantasy. 149 in the queue. It's moving slowly. Well, I'm glad so far I'm not having problems with the stream. I'm not having any skipped. Oh, we're in. We're in. Okay, here we go. Right, so it's a new dawn. It's a new day. I think it's time for a new haircut before I do anything else. This haircut clips through this particular outfit, so I'm gonna have to change it. Everyone's probably jumping in with the new jobs, jumping in with new content. I'm going to get my hair cut. Yeah, with some outfits it doesn't clip through, but with this particular outfit it doesn't look good, so let's just change that. Okay, let's put our clothes on, so then we can see what it's going to look like with. I think I'm going to darken the hair very slightly to maybe that. And let's see if we can find another hairstyle. Which one are we going to go for? There's one with a side ponytail. I think I want that one. Where is it? Here we go. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to change. That doesn't, no clipping there with that one. And I have to pay 2,000 gil for the privilege of the haircut. There you go. Of course, must look good. I mean, the game's all about glamour after all. There we go. Thank you very much, Yonder Lane. Pleasure as always. Right, I just need to add a new message to the free company. Just a gentle reminder that we don't want any spoilers in chat. Just get rid of all of this. Okay, that broom is already annoying me with noise. Can you actually hear any of the game background? It's not showing up on the audio. I'm going to have to change that. Spoilers? That's no, that's no good. I don't know if it's in my typing or what is it my spelling? I think it's my typing. Spoilers, there we go. Okay. What is that? Why is that popping up? That's weird. Weird things are happening since the update. Go away. See if this... Okay, is that a good ambient level or is that too quiet? I should be able to hear that now. Good, okay. I need to turn that down on my headset because it's loud for me. Okay, so now the main scenario quest now does not say to be continued, it says the next ship to sail. Oh, get off there. My controller's doing weirdness. Right, here we go. Oh, where is that? Oh, Revenant's Toll. So where am I going? Do I suppose I'm probably going in here? Here we go, Alpha No. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. And if you don't want any spoilers, don't watch this stream because I'm going straight in with the story. Right, the next ship to sail. I can't even speak this morning. It's too early. I haven't even had a cup of tea. I've literally just woken up. Oh, hey, how are you doing? Have you logged in? I didn't. I haven't actually checked to see who's online yet. Oh, this comes with a gear coffer. Awesome. I hope it's something nice and glamorous. Oh no. I would like to gather everyone in Dawn's respite and together assess the situation in which we find ourselves. And how are you this morning, Ladonia? Is that how you pronounce it? Ladonia? Ladonia? Let us take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of ominous towers in a multitude of locations throughout the world. You're at work? Oh no, I've got the day off. I'm so happy. Well, aside from having to go and do a bit in the garden. We have since learned that the said structures were brought into being by an organisation known as the Telforoi. I think that's how you pronounce it. The Telforoi's stated purpose is to recreate the final days of eons past, an apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already have these towers of theirs been the cause of untold suffering. Countless innocents kidnapped and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. And unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. I was kind of hoping that with this expansion they would kind of make Alize and Alphino age a little, because it's been a few years and they still look like teenagers. I think they should kind of, make them grow up a little bit. Those shielded with the blessing of light seem able to resist being tempered at least. But after what happened to Arenvold and Fordola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yet while these threats close to home are of paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. Yet that seems hell-bent on all-out war. As you know, the Telforoi are under the leadership of Fandaniel and one other delightful fellow, Zenas Galvus, the Crown Prince and our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his old body. That just sounds really weird. Murdered Emperor Varys and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. How old are they supposed to be? They are tiny. I think they're meant to be around 16? I'm not 100% sure. I've got a feeling that that's roughly how old they're meant to be. Capital has, or perhaps were they meant to be that age early on in the... I don't know. I don't know how many years this is meant to have spanned, actually, to be honest. I never really thought about it. Capital has probably seen the worst of it. For a good while there, it saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession, but that has since changed, and in troubling ways. Oh no, his speech is always so archaic, I always have trouble. During our reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons or the cries of discord. 'Twas an eerie fog of silence which did blanket that ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered. With nary a word spoken did they labour to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. If they were indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that these events too were orchestrated by the Telforoi. I wonder if they're going to have new outfits in. I haven't looked at any of the kind of previews from anyone's videos, so I wonder if they're having new outfits. They usually do in each expansion. An army of primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it is only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. I'm sure they will be, because it's always a good cash thing, isn't it? They put the new outfits in the cash shop and everyone buys them. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly, before our allies are overwhelmed. Oh, he's here too. I love his character. We will find a way in Charlian, I'm sure of it. Master Fortunalt's comments regarding the final days were curious, to say the least. The forum knows more than it's letting on. Yuriachi is so... Oh. I do like his character, but it's just really hard reading his speech. It's very tiring. Sorry to interrupt. We have just received word from Mistress Creel. She says that arrangements for your visit have been finalised. And Totaro is here as well. She's so cute. We're to head to Limsa Laminsa and board the next ship bound for Charlian. Oh great, so we're going straight there. That's awesome. I was hoping there wouldn't be like too much to wade through before we got to the new areas. And on arrival, present yourselves as associates of the students of Baldessian, come to assist with the Order's restoration. And the music is also pretty awesome so far. The arrangement, it's Stinian here as well. The arrangements may be settled, but what of your thoughts? They must race at the prospect of returning home after so long. I'm eager to see it, of course. Of course, we should set off at once. I think over the years of playing the game, I think Alphinaud has become one of my favourite characters. When I first played through A Realm Reborn, I didn't like his character at all, and I think it's mainly due to the voice actor that played him. He always sounded really sneering and kind of, I don't know, I just didn't click with him at all. But as soon as I started playing Heaven's Ward and he had a new voice actor, I just absolutely loved him. He's like Lullaby's best buddy. Then I'll accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey. Oh, the new quest music. No longer the Shadowbringer's guitar riff. Right. After reading that out, I didn't pay any attention whatsoever. Where am I going? To... Oh, yes, of course, Limsa. I'm guessing it's the airship dock, so... what? Oh, this is different. This is all changed. Oh, it shows you a map. That's much better, so you can actually see where you're going now. Airship landing. Here we go. Very different. I guess I need to get a ticket. No. Okay, who do I need to speak to here then? Why is there no big MSQ sign on anyone's head? I don't know what to do. Maybe there's somebody outside here. 3 hours to go. Is that till you finish work? Okay, I'm confused. This is showing me as being here. So this is not the airship landing. Where is this? This is obviously... Oh, it's not an airship. It's just the ferry docks. See, if I just paid attention to the chat... Okay, we need the Arcanist Guild. I'm just too excited. I'm not paying attention whatsoever. Okay, so right this way. Where is it? Arcanist Guild is... It just looks different, so it puts... I can't find things instantly anymore because everything looks different. Let me also... got to do this. Let's turn off names. Okay, look how many people there are here. All you can see is everybody's minions. The names are turned off. Wow, that's like crazy amounts of people. Hopefully I don't get loads of lag. Okay, I guess I must have to click on something here. I can't even see. There we go. Everyone's here, which is good, because I've already paid for your passage, and the fee is non-refundable. The ship for Charlian should be pulling into port soon, so please follow me and I'll have all your luggage close at hand. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your day at work and I'll see you later. I'm really loving this zone music. This reminds me of Artagan from when I was playing Final Fantasy XI.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule, or so I'm told.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
It's funny.
What's funny, Thancred? Do tell.
Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief.
I always feel like Urianger should really be in The Lord of the Rings or something. The way he
Thou
talks.
hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
I think Thancred has a bit of a shady past.
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company. Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alfred.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
Are you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland.
I think maybe Tataru wants to come too.
It's just, we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hell-bent on destroying the world. And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
Don't worry, Tataru. I'll bring them back safe and sound, I promise.
I'll hold you to that.
Ah, good. You're still here.
Hori! Coulternay! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return. We will too, of course. Aye, we your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
We're set to sail! All aboard for Charlian!
its time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
So glad I managed to get hold of a PS5 before this came out. It's so much better than the PS4, especially the loading times.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown.
Whose voice is that?
A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end.
Is this one of the Asians? I have no idea who this is.
Treasure every moment, every step of your descent. And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Oh, this is the music from the Coils.
Here. Feel.
For some reason, it always reminds me of Phantom of the Opera. This music.
Think.
So this is like Hydaelyn right at the beginning of the game, and now you have this again, which is like Endwalker at the end of the last chapter, as it were, of the story.
We're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt. Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
But I wonder why they travel here by sea rather than airship. Normally they travel everywhere by airship. Is there a reason for that? I have no idea. It's very eerie. Who's this?
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad.
What, we're actually going to see Hydaelyn? Wow.
to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
I don't know. I guess I don't know if we can trust her or not, but I don't want to think we don't trust her. So let's go with why now, Heidelin? Yeah. Why do you only show yourself now? We've had like how many expansions we've played through?
After your sojourn in the first, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Heidelin has always been, a primal.
Oh, don't tell me we're going to have to fight Heidelin. Surely not.
Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms, monumental, which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlian's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again, and soon.
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taking a look at the island already?
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Sharlian.
Oh, I see it.
Home. Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes, but we'll manage on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Indeed, 'tis as Sir Estinian saith. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
I'm really intrigued as to how we end up on the moon. That's going to be interesting finding out.
Sharlayan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful
Wow,
gaze
it's
of
really
Thaliak,
beautiful.
patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil.
Yeah, it does look amazing.
So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
Old Sharlayan.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next then? Entry applications?
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Hasn't Sharlayan all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlayan only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries.
Which neck thing do you mean? Sorry, there's some delay between obviously what I see and what you see, so I'm not sure what you mean.
But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders. Especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlayan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Crown has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration. Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officer.
Come on, Catboy.
Shall? Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahatir of the Students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola rule. See how it glows. That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny.
Oh dear. That doesn't sound good.
And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
We shall keep that in mind.
What a busybody.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
Name and occupation?
I suppose occupation would be Warrior of Light. Adventurer by trade, artisan, champion of Aorzia. No, we can't blow our own trumpet that much. Let's go by adventurer.
An adventurer? Well, I suppose that is considered a valid calling in your native Aorzia. And it does indeed match the profile provided. You may enter. And you, sir?
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
Come on, Estinian, out with it. Oh, he's Krill.
If you'll allow me... My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you will seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Oh! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
Right, so here we are in Sharlayan. I guess let's grab the Aetherized. That's probably the best thing to do first. Oh, actually no. The quest has popped right here, so let's get that. I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. Thank you very much. What is this? A horse chestnut weapon coffer. Oh, don't really need that. Pretty sure my relic weapon will keep me in good stead for a while yet. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. You have to do some actual work now, Mr. Crafting? It was lovely to see you too. And yeah, I'll probably be back later on, maybe this evening, after I've also done some actual work. So have a nice day, see you later. But this is Lullaby and Estinian's first time in Sharlayan, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit, and people you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that you may all have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you're settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldessian Annex. How does that sound? That sounds wonderful, thank you. It is a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Levelier estate as such, but I should like to nose around the neighbourhood all the same. That's quite sad for them, really, that they're like home, but they can't actually go home. I'm equally untethered, as it were. There is no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise, a quick tour of all the old haunts might even yield some useful gossip, so thank her it's heading straight to the pub. The annex was west of the Aetheryte Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. Yes, we'll see you there. I too have places I would remiss in not visiting forthwith, by thy leave. What of you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking. That won't be necessary until we reconvene. I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. But I could... Does she have the hots for Estinian by any chance? She looks a little disappointed. Well, Raha, would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Of course, if you'll have me. Come, Lullaby. Sharlayan awaits. Right, now let's go ahead and grab... Oh, no, it's the next quest is here. Okay, let's get that. After you, my friend, I am more than content to follow your lead. Oh, he's now accompanying me. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Okay. You can leave Grahatia behind by entering a different area using Ethernet or by putting too much distance between you. You can also speak to Grahatia and select the option to part ways. If you wish to have Grahatia accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. When he's accompanying you, next try speaking with Krill. Okay. All set, then let us be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbour. Kral is also now accompanying you. Lead your two companions to the last stand and speak with Kral at the designated location. Okay, this is new. While you are accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way which offer additional topics of discussion. Enter the glowing area to speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring the surroundings together. Okay. Did it not say that we would lose the connection if we picked up Aetherites? I don't know. I might have to start again. Let's go and grab this. Or maybe it just meant if you actually leave the area completely, I don't know. Right, are they still with me? Okay, let's have a look at the map. Where's the main one? Let's go and grab that. Stone music is very beautiful. Okay, let's go and get this one over here. Oh no, I'm going the wrong way. Where am I going? This way. So the Charlian looks very much like the what is it called? I can't remember the name of it now. I'm gonna have to look on the map, aren't I? The hinterlands, yeah, it looks very much like the hinterlands, but obviously not in ruins. The architecture and the buildings are all Charlian, I guess. Okay, any more? May as well grab as many of these as we can. Sadly, I'm going to have to finish the stream very soon. Real life stuff to do, but I will be back later. Right, let's grab this one. So I think if I travel, I'll probably lose these two. Yeah. We'll pick them up in a bit. Let's go and grab the rest of these Aetherites. Okay, this is not the right place. My sense of direction, as usual, is pretty terrible. feel like I'm going the wrong way now. Have I gone the long way around? I don't know. Here we go. Be somewhere. Maybe up here. There it is. And we can just go from here to the next one. People recruiting their three companies. I suppose it's a very busy zone right now. Lots of shouts going out. You now have access to the Levelier estate. So I guess this is their Alpha and Alisa's home then. Right, where next? South from here, we'll get another one. I think that might be all of them then, possibly. There we go. We've got all of them now. So I think we have to go back to the near the first one to pick up characters again. What's this? Oh, that's where we are. Yeah, we want to go to that one. Of course, the big star saying you are here. Yeah, everyone's saying how beautiful the place is. It is indeed. Right. Okay, let's follow the big red arrow, shall we? Do I have to talk to them individually? Does it not just automatically... Discuss the giant statue in the harbour. Yeah, I want to be able to see the giant statue while we discuss it. Now that is a sight one could hardly forget. The great statue of Thaliak. As a student of Baldessian, I usually quartered on the Isle of Val, but I would gaze up upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city. I guess that's the statue they're talking about there. Like some kind of water carrier. That's what I have to say. This path leading out towards the sea is known as the Thaliak Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar which stands at its end. As you know, the Sharlayan people prize the acclamation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thaliak was chosen as our patron deity, it was more a matter of pragmatism than belief, an alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honoured him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as that of, say, the Ishgardians. Individual Sharlayans can and do worship the divinities of their choosing. Well, I guess that's it there, then? Someone's just typed up, I skipped work and I'm the teacher. Everyone's either booked holidays or is bunking off work. Final Fantasy. And here we are at last, the stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, what? Why are we talking about food? The average Sharlayan tends to regard seasoning and flavour with a certain indifference. I don't think I'd like to eat there then. How can I put this? The food is, it's bland. It's encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf. The prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first, and taste a distant second. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Sharlayan, the one and only bastion of the culinary arts in an isle of otherwise mediocre fare. Perhaps not your best holiday destination then. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the more impressive items on the menu. Not that I've ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. I think Raha's itching for a burger. Because you were a typical Sharlayan when it came to cheap and convenient, Raha, but surely Tartaro has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe there will take us up to the Aetheryte Plaza. Oh, so perhaps we should... Oh, she's probably going to take us around all of them now. I could have just gone on this little tour and not bothered about getting the Aetherites and picked them up on the way. Mind you, yeah, no, you could pick them up. It was just you couldn't transport. What's this over here? Lots of NPCs. None of them seem to be of any interest. Right, let's go this way then. An unusual shape, isn't it? I assure you, however, that it is perfectly functioning Aetherite. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Yeah, I think I've been a little bit too proactive. Now, being the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located in this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Sharlayan stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering the underlying principles of Allagan Aetherites, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Sharlayan's largest marketplace. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, there's now no more red arrow on the map. Where am I going? Can't see. Oh, it's hidden behind the blue blob. Whatever that is. Here we go. Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Sharlayan as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, then climb up the stairs, up to that imposing building at the very top. Okay, let's talk to Graha first. Discuss the water feature. Very pretty. These little decorative features are typical of Sharlayan architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Val were rather simple and rustic by comparison. This is the Nymphaeum, an area dedicated to the blessings of water. For Sharlayans, water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the great flood which precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from Thaliak's divine era. This is the reason you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city, and a propensity for utilising water as a decorative feature in our architecture. Why is the blue thing still here if we've finished talking? Oh. Disappears if you don't stand in the big blue circle. This grand structure before you is the rostra. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate policy. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. I think he's after that burger. My apologies. From here one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in mind of my arrival in the first. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Sharlayan. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the councillors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. Have a look at the view, shall we? Quite large. Okay, so I think we have one more place to visit. Should be able to fit that in before I finish up. We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us that this was where those who put ashore with Archon... what? Noonkrepf? No idea how you pronounce that. Built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Sharlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbours. That estate belongs to our friends from the House Lavalier. And all things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. And with that, we bring our little Sharlayan tour to a close. I hope it has proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly to the Valdesian Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha? Let me think. We head down towards the harbour, cross the bridge to our right, then follow the path below to the Aetheryte Plaza? Correct. After you, Lullaby. Right, we cross this bridge here, as I recall. Stick to the path and be careful not to end up back at the Aetheryte Plaza. Sharlayan is full of educational and research institutions, but there are still professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. It feels like it might be a kind of cold climate. It's got like fir trees and... Oh no, that's the wrong way. As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldessian Annex. If you continue up the hill, you'll arrive at the doorstep of Phenomenon? But I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time. Inside with you then. I'm back, and I've brought Lullaby and Raha with me. Ah, you were right about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Lullaby. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. And you are? Ojika! Ojika Sunjika? It's been an age. Allow me to introduce Ojika Sunjika, Administration Officer for the students of Baldessian. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. You may recall meeting his cousin, Ojika? Ah yes, Eureka. I've read the initial reports. Quite a shock to hear what's become of the Isle. Do take care if you have the opportunity to rejoin the expedition. This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasion to visit Sharlayan. Whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the Annex the Annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engage in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters, along with the Isle itself, vanished, the Annex has served as our base of operations. And yet it feels so empty, with so many lost to us. Our organisation is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first we must ensure that the Telfroy fall. Through that door on the left there is the main hall where we can discuss our options moving forward. Once everyone arrives, that is, you probably have time to rest before our discussions begin in earnest. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, so please feel free to make yourself at home. Oh, the nap room's perfect for an afternoon doze. Sleeping on the job already, Graha? Oh, didn't I mean to give you the wrong impression? The chambers are quite well appointed, far more than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. 'Twas simply that we often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Andron just to steal a few winks, and thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. Right, where is the... Lots of maps all on the walls. What is that on there? Don't know who that is a picture of. Feeling refreshed and alert, our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we stay here and wait for them to join us.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
It's fine, Urianger. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The Bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal.
So you're going to be travelling to Thavnair next? Possibly?
In response to this threat, the Satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. It is possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnairian one. given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
I can't be in two places at once.
You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Anytime, Groha. Anytime. You're always welcome.
Alize and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking. Of course, the more the merrier.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to Thavner. Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavner on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
Okay, and unfortunately that's going to have to be it for this morning. I'm going to need to finish up here. Fortunately I have to go out, but continue this later on. So thanks everyone for stopping by, and it was really lovely to see some familiar faces again. And I'll be back later. Take care now. Bye bye.